Do you understand a DA name anywhere around you or over there, like Daniel or David?
I have an uncle named David.
Okay, let me just feel into why David is being brought up for a second. They're definitely using my frame of reference here. There's something, they're going into like your mom's family. Has your uncle David kind of struggled with health for some of his life?
think, okay, so we really don't speak with him anymore, but I feel like the last time my mom did, he had been in the hospital. He was going through some health issues. It's kind of an estranged relationship that happened with him.
Okay,
as far
because
as my mom
they're giving me my frame of reference for my mom's brother who had a lot of health problems during his life. And also like some mental health stuff happening too. So I'll just give that to you.
I think I know what you're talking about. So my mom, who is passed, she, in her last couple of years, she developed lung cancer.
Okay.
And it went to her brain. It really messed with her brain. And she developed like this hatred towards her brother, David.
Oh, okay.
And his whole, like, it was a big, big thing.
Okay.
But it wasn't normally her. Like it was like a switch flipped, and it was, we just had to go with it because that was just where her head was at.
Yeah. And this is being brought up for a reason. And it's most likely coming from her. I don't see her or feel her quite yet. I'm sure I will in a moment, but this is coming up for a reason. And it's most likely for your benefit, for your family relationships going forward.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because my frame of reference they're using here is from a long time ago, as though there is a long past. Like, I almost feel like your mom and David had actually childhood stuff that was being stirred up in mom.
Yeah, I've heard stories when they were little of them, fighting really bad.
Because I'm going back a long time here with these references with David. So let me just bring mom forward here. Do you understand a connection either with your family or mom to the month of December anywhere?
Her birthday was Christmas Day.
Okay. That's what I'm getting as I can feel her coming in. So come in closer here. And her mom is over there with her, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because she's actually bringing her forward with her. I can feel. And grandma, so your mom's mom, did she pass in her late 70s?
Yeah, it's funny because she always lied about her age. So I think she was around 75, but I'd have to look back at the obituary, which around that time.
So kind of early for, well, I mean, I guess not early. I guess that's average, but like she didn't make it into her 80s and her 90s or anything like that. Yeah. Because she is saying, I feel like I want to say 77. That's a feeling around. So like around there is where I'm going.
I'll have to double check on that, but because she was always, she'd always be like, she'd lied to everyone about her age. So growing up, I never really knew her exact age.
Okay. And your mom's kind of rolling her eyes about it. Yeah. And your mom is sitting down next to you and patting your hand. And she's saying, I know it's been tough. And she's going, like, kind of sighing. That's not in relation to the lung cancer. That's more like a sigh regarding what you've been going through. And this is metaphorical. She's taking a dart and throwing it at a dartboard, and it's hitting the bullseye. Let me ask her what that means. Saying the lung cancer hit her just right. Was she diagnosed as terminal?
She kind of hid a lot of it from us.
Okay. She's making me feel like and obviously it's not like right, but she's saying the lung cancer hit me just right to where I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, it was very fast.
So it's not like lung cancer is one of those cancers that some people can fight and it goes into remission, or some people can fight and they'll live years. But she's saying, no, it hit me just right. And she only had one round of lung cancer before she passed. She didn't go into remission at all. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's what she's meaning. She's going like this, as though I got it and I passed.
Just about 2 years that she had it. She was diagnosed towards the end of 2020 and passed this past May.
And did she try 2 different either like modes or rounds of treatment option or something? Because she's showing me 2 separate hills, and the hills represent like type of treatment or rounds of treatment or something.
Yeah, she did chemo, and then she had to do brain radiation when it went to her brain.
She's also showing me super random. She's showing me what looks like a plate of spaghetti or something.
I brought them. I would always cook chicken spaghetti and bring it over. So maybe that's what it is. I feel like in her last like week of life, maybe, or not week of life because she was in hospice, but like before she went on hospice, when she was home, I feel like I did make chicken spaghetti and bring it over, and she came downstairs to eat, and that was one of the last times like she really ate.
Okay. Yeah, that would definitely be what she is talking about.
She always loved it.
Had her and your dad talked about traveling? Had they had plans to, like, were they not retired yet?
No, my mom didn't work.
Okay.
Dad was traveling a lot for work.
Okay. Because she was saying like, I didn't want to leave yet. Like I wanted, I had life left to live.
Yeah.
And she was showing me my travel symbol, and that giving me the feeling of like they had plans that they didn't get to do. Like they had plans to down the line do some traveling. So your dad had not yet retired, because the feeling is after retirement they had plans, like they were going to do traveling or something.
He had always talked about like wanting, because I have 2 kids, wanting to take my kids to Disney World and stuff like that.
Okay. They and she, it felt like they had plans that that it was almost like, and with you saying your dad did a lot of traveling for work, the feeling that comes through too is, we lived this life of working and your dad always traveling, waiting for the future to come so that we could do these things we actually wanted to do. And then look what happened. We didn't get to. And she's showing me this platter, and she's putting this information on it, and she's handing it to you as though, take this information away from what I'm saying. Right. So she's saying work to live, not live to work, which
that could have been how she felt about my dad working, because he was out of town like a lot.
Yeah.
Like there were periods where he would be gone, and like I was living with her at the time. He'd be gone in like New York and only come home, every few weekends.
And she had took on that support role, which waiting for the future where they could do things, right?
Yeah.
And there's no blame or anything. Like that's the life that they created together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the life that they planned for. She's just saying, we didn't see this coming.
Right.
And look, you have to plan your life around not knowing what's going to come and what's not going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, make more time. That's what she wants you to take away. Make more time for enjoyment. You have a son too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is he 5 or how old is he?
He's 5.
Okay. I don't know how to interpret this. You tend to hide yourself away from the world, like when you're struggling. Does that make sense to you? Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's a super strange symbol, and I don't know why they ever chose this, but they show me a stop sign for anxiety. I don't know why. And your mom is taking like the red part off of the stop sign and she's showing me you going like this and like turning it horizontal and holding it over your head as though like she hides. And she's also given me a feeling of like hiding under the covers or hiding under your roof, that sort of thing. The feeling is what comes with it.
I get that. Yeah.
She says, I'm with you. I'm with you. I know that a lot of people consider birds with signs and such, but she's making me hear a bird chirp. Is there a certain bird that you've seen since her passing that you associate with her, but it's not a cardinal?
A hummingbird.
Okay. Because that's what she's giving me, like it's not a cardinal, it's something else. Like she's giving me like bird noises.
Yeah. After she passed, I went outside of the hospice and there was a hummingbird just outside.
Okay.
And then I've seen them since, or I've seen one since then, and I think it's her.
Okay. That's her way of validating. For sure. She's also talking about money or investments or something, which is weird. I know. You don't have money in the stock market or anything, do you? Or like
my brother did, but my husband actually, he collects like very expensive gemstones. And that's his like, and he gets like gold and silver and stuff like that. Like he buys tanzanite and things like that.
Okay. Rather than because it's more reliable than the stock market.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, what am I? She was giving me an image of like, you know, when you watch the stock market on TV or whatever, that green line or the red lines. I don't know anything about that stuff, but she was showing me an image of that and giving me a feeling of investments. But like, I don't think it's the stock market, which is why I was questioning.
That would be because she knew about that too. Anyway, and I give him a hard time about it because it's so expensive. But he's like, I'm investing in our future. I'm investing. So that could be.
She gives me the feeling of something she saw recently. Did he recently purchase some of the black, whatever you said?
Tan.
Yeah.
My husband just bought some before. It's like a purple blue, but he bought that for himself for Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
And I probably would have griped to her about it. Like, you don't need to be buying, you can buy something, but.
Okay. Yeah. Cause she's giving me the feeling of like, he recently bought some of that rather than the gold or silver, which is, I've heard of people buying that, but I've never heard of whatever that is. But she's gonna be feeling of like, he just did that. She's putting the top of your head. She liked him though.
Yeah, she loved him.
Because she's saying, you got a good one. You got a good one. That makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Have you also gotten paranoid about your own health or something? Like, do you have a degree of a little bit of OCD health-wise?
Yeah, that's where a lot of the anxiety comes from. And yeah.
Because she's showing me this image of you doing like, do I have lumps? Like
I always hold my heart because I was having like chest pains.
Okay.
But I went to the chiropractor and it was just, I needed to get adjusted.
Okay. Yeah. And she's making me feel like you are like checking for like lumps in your breasts and like you just get really worked up about your health. And that creates, she's going like this with not herself, you, as though it creates a lot of like tension in your body, this anxiety, this healthy anxiety.
Yeah.
And she's going,
yeah, I get it.
You need to get the energy out.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's circulating. It's just recirculating because you're not doing anything to let it escape, right?
Yeah.
Like through breath work or anything like that. So it just constantly remanifests itself.
Telling me I need to exercise more, Mom. Probably so.
Or some form of energy work. Breath work is great for getting tension out of your body. She's saying what happened to me is not going to happen to you. And it's, you understand, you don't worry about people around you and their health. You worry only about your own. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She's definitely saying you need to find a way to release the energy. And she's going like this, and she's acting like she's looking up. She's like looking towards the future. Are you considering another child?
I don't, we haven't decided, but that was one of the things I was kind of asking her, like, am I going to have another baby, Mom? Like,
because she's going like this, and I'm hearing looking towards the future, and she's showing me a third candle and a cake. And oftentimes I'll see candles for people or for grandkids or for kids. Like earlier, she had showed me the pink candle. And she's giving me the feeling of like, as you look towards the future, you're considering another kid. Yeah. So she's saying, if you choose to go that route, I'll be holding them, meaning like, and she's going like this. It definitely feels like you need to work on the health tension or the anxiety before you would get pregnant again, which is, I feel like, why she brought that up. Because if you were to go into a pregnancy with that sort of worry all the time, it's going to make for a very long 9 months or a very anxious 9 months. So it definitely feels like addressing that before you would decide to go down the pregnancy road. Are you considering homeschooling or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she's giving me symbolism for that too. Like, are you thinking about it or you're not sure?
I'm kind of going back and forth. I have my son, and he's in kindergarten right now. I have him in a lottery for like a new charter school that's opening soon. And I'm like, in my head, I'm kind of like, if he doesn't get into that, then I'll homeschool.
Okay.
But I've been going back and forth with this since he was like, before he even went to kindergarten, like, should I homeschool? Like going back and forth. And yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but she is showing me like putting your arms around your son and like pulling him in. So, meaning you doing that. So I feel like if she were here, when she was of sound mind, she would probably be encouraging you if she understood like the time is being different, right?
Yeah. See, because 3 years ago she would have been like, no, send him off to kindergarten. Like,
yeah.
I guess not 3 years ago, because that would have been COVID era.
Yeah. But that's literally what she's showing me. And I feel like too, it goes along with what she has learned since transitioning over there and transitioning to higher consciousness, everything. Readings often go full circle, right? Because one of the first things she talked about was your dad and her made all these plans, and then look what happened.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of it's going with your intuition and your gut in the moment of what feels right, and not always thinking, 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead, 20 years ahead, which is how she lived her life then, when the human mind that you knew her like she thought a different way then than she thinks now. And she's kissing you on the top of the head with that. Let's see what she has to close with. She is flashing in a baby carrier, so I'll leave that with you. I don't know if she's saying like, I want another grandbaby. She's flashing in one of the like where you
I carried my kids in the ones yeah
She's saying, I make a great grandma. Because she views herself as like she's still their grandma, like she's still here, even though you can't see her. I don't know. And I'm gonna leave you with this here, but she's saying, you know, the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
Yeah.
I don't know why she's giving me that song, but she is. So maybe that'll be used as a sign in the future, hearing that song or something.
I feel like
But
she sing that, and my grandma, we used to always growing up. Okay, so in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's name was Dorothy Gale, and that was my grandma's name, Dorothy Gale. So growing up, they used to say that Dorothy, that was my that was my grandma. But I feel like that was sung. So.
okay. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. I also feel like you may just start hearing that song randomly, like, you know, out in the world as a sign. So pay attention to that going forward.
Okay.
And she's going to you. So I'll disconnect from them with that and thank them so much for working with me. Thank you as well.
Thank you.